It's main event time, you
And
know.
what that means.
It is the final match of night 4 of the men's Great American Bash for the Pacific League. And it's El Grande Americano, the man who won on night 1 against Shinsuke Nakamura, but has lost his last 2 matches to Sheamus and Pete Dunne. Both men tied at 9 points. But for El Grande Americano, it is an opportunity. An opportunity to get back on track, ladies and gentlemen. And for El Grande Americano, he's got to go through Pete Dunne to get the 6 points in order to stay alive in the men's Great American Bash. It looks like you're confused
You
over
meant
here.
Sheamus and JC Mateo, right?
Yes.
Okay. He said Pete Dunne, I got confused. I was like, wait, what? Have they faced before?
Alright, I gotta use the restroom. You gotta.
Oh, okay. This is a very, very interesting match. Of course, there has been some rumors going around that Grande Americano may be associated with Pete Dunne. I don't know where these rumors came from. I've never even seen them interact on TV before. But it has been said and confirmed that Rayo Americano of Los Americanos does have a connection with this man right here. The Bruiserweight. Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, we have not seen much of him within the past year or two. Actually, within the past year. It's been about a year and a couple months since we last saw Pete Dunne prominently on TV. I believe it was when WWE 2K26 reformed. Him and Tyler Bate in the UK when they lost to the New Day for some reason on their return. But Pete Dunne, this is again a very interesting match because, like I said, there has been some rumors spreading that Pete Dunne and El Grande Americano might be in cahoots. Hell, I've even heard some wacky theories that Pete Dunne is Rayo Americano, which is absolutely silly. We all know the Americanos have been a wrestling royalty family for hundreds of years. There's no earthly way Pete Dunne could be Rayo Americano. Plus, I'm sure Rayo Americano has some picture out there with him and Pete Dunne in the same room. Right? Well, anyways, as you can see, it looks like Pete Dunne's a bit hyped up about this match. Very uncharacteristic about Pete Dunne! And I can see why. Trying to lure a Grande Americano into a false sense of security, just punt kicking the crap out of Americano as he just starts to dissect Americano. What a knee to the side of the head as he now looks to dissect Americano even more. The Americano's not having any but just tackling Pete Dunne to the floor. But Americano strikes, wow! Orange Crush, I believe. Or a suplex powerbomb from Pete Dunne. Impressive maneuver from Pete Dunne. Look what he was going for a face wash. But Grande able to counter. What a springboard cross body from Americano. A slingshot splash did not work in his favor. Oh my god! What an elbow to the back of the neck. Turned almost a Grande Americano inside out. He isn't going to go away that easy. Oh, no, Pete Dunne. Head scissors armbar from Pete Dunne. Grande able to stand him out, targeting the leg of Dunne. Specifically the knee. What a European uppercut. What a clean European uppercut. He might even want to tap into his butchier side in this one. As right now, Grande Americano off the top rope. Wow, what a blockbuster! On the outside to a standing Pete Dunne. As now Grande Americano just looking to show off a little bit. Of course, playing to his fans over in AAA with that side headlock, but Pete Dunne able to counter. What an X-Plex on the outside from Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is fresh off of his first victory in this tournament against Shinsuke Nakamura yesterday in an absolute banger. Of course, Grande Americano over there on the outside. What in the blue hell? Oh my god, we're at a count of 6. Grande might get counted out here. Count of 7, but Grande just barely makes it in. Actually casually walking in. As he looked to take Pete Dunne to the outside, Pete Dunne said no. Pete Dunne just playing mind games with Americano, just letting him sit out there in embarrassment, lay in the embarrassment of missing that. But it did not work in Pete Dunne's favor. What a backbreaker from Grande. As it looks like Grande is going to be targeting the majority of the back for this matchup. Pete Dunne's busted open, as my main commentator would say. He's going to be on Busted Open Radio. And Grande, what in the blue hell? Down the apron. Oh my god! Springboard cross body to Pete Dunne on the outside from the apron. That is impressive luchador skills from Grande Americano around a count of 6 as Grande looks to make it back in the ring. They call Pete Dunne to his feet. No! Springboard frog splash right to the back. Makes sense. Targeting the back even more. Looking for the pin here. Oh, only getting the 2 count. With that hurt back, it's going to be hard for Pete Dunne to lift him up for a bitter end. Oh my god, speaking of, kicks on the ground. What the hell? Better end! A better end from Pete Dunne! You don't usually see that. Usually it's a bitter end, but this time it's a better end. Oh, wow! What a kick out from the Grande Americano, as now Pete Dunne's pissed. He's teeing up on Grande. Look for the German. Grande able to flip out. Oh wow! What a head scissors takedown from Grande Americano. As now grabbing the head of snapmare. Penalty kick from Pete Dunne able to reverse roll through. Monkey flip right into the ropes. Goes Grande Americano. Is now done. Kick to the gut. What a stiff sit-out powerbomb high on the neck. Oh wow! It was as simple as that. A nice, quick match for Pete Dunne. Very quick, simple, to the point, and Pete Dunne has just got his second thing of 3 points in this tournament. A very quick and easy win for Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight, even pulling out a better end instead of a bitter end in this match, just showing his deep bag of tricks hasn't fully been discovered just yet. Of course, the better end wouldn't win the match for him. Pete Dunne getting frustrated, looked for that German suplex. Grande was able to backflip out of it. But as soon as Grande landed, all it took was a stiff kick right to the gut from Pete Dunne and a brutal sit-out powerbomb, landing him high on the neck for Pete Dunne to pick up the victory against the AAA Mega Championship #1 contender in a Grande Americano.
What a night. Dude, the Great American Bash. We cooking, boys.